Welcome everyone. Welcome guys. Welcome chat. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. How's it going, guys? How are you today? We are live. And this is another great time out here for the live stream we're doing. We're just posting basically on the groups. Make sure to share with your friends, with your other groups as well, that we have started our live stream and we're ready to go. Join us for the giveaway. Welcome guys. Hi Richard. Sovereignty, Isam, the new and the old new one. Welcome guys. What's up fellas? How's it going? What's happening here on the Nasdaq 4 hours? We're consolidating above the 200 EMA blue line. Let's pick up the other lines too and see what is happening, for example, on the opens. Trading in between the openings daily, weekly, and monthly. So let me look into the 5-minute. We just got down to weekly VWAP here, the green line right now. That's exactly where we have came into. Good morning, Oliver. Good morning, guys. We just got down to that level that has been reacting continuously so far. It is a big day, fellas. We've got lots of announcements, a lot of them, coming out very soon, with the first one in the next 6-7 minutes, non-farm employment change. And then we're going to be together till PCE is going to be announced at 10 a.m. in about 2 hours. But in the meantime, we're going to have the advanced GDP as well, employment cost index. So there is a bunch, and the volatility is going to be here, including the 25,000 instant SIM funded account as a giveaway during the live stream. You want to stick with us. Instant funding. This is an interesting spot for me to honestly
order filled.
Test out along. I didn't want it too long, the weekly VWAP. Around 507.
Order filled.
For a bit of speculation, not much requesting from this, not expecting too much from this. But I'd like to see even a temporary reaction here. We could see 500s holding for the moment. And then of course we should not underestimate this specific trending line that we would love to break out today. This is the core level. This is going to be an interesting approach. We've got today's low marked on 486. Daily high 623, around that one. And if it's to measure the fixed range volume profile in between the low and the high of the day, we're going to discover that we're speaking about a 586 rejection level. Pretty far away from us.
Order filled.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening, guys. Interesting spot here in the way the bulls are participating.
Order filled. Order filled.
As a temporary gap, we could see the markets getting into 513 pretty quickly. 10 points here. Could also go a lot more. Of course, you got basically the weekly VWAP. Could also go much higher. But there is a risk here which is existent towards the retest of the daily low. So I'll keep that in mind, of course. I'll keep that in mind and if needed, cut it away. Good morning, Nick Patel. Good morning, Albert. Good morning, MPC World. Welcome, guys. Good job, you've activated yesterday. You are the one winning the giveaway. So happy trading and good luck for you. This is looking a little bit ugly and we're going to cut it away, of course. I don't think this is ready to be continuously bearish today throughout the entire day. I think we're going to chop exactly like we've been chopping in the past couple of days with the same structure, but of course very likely to see some strength coming from the direction given by the news we have today. There is about 3 minutes to go for the first round of news. Could easily send us a little higher. If we look into the 1 minute chart, we are speaking about a chance here of a reaction. Good job, Zil. Good job, Zil, focusing on the shorts today so far. Not sure how bad is it going to be with the shorts. Starting with the news, we might see the market bouncing. At some point, of course, the continuation trading in a choppy season is not going to function. You need a trending situation for longer term movements. And we've been chopping here in this structure around the 500s for a few days already. Good morning, guys. This is a pretty ugly chart from 591 down 100 points here, without too much rebalance coming through. But just like we've got basically the structures of, minor liquidity and possible traps for the longs, just like we've got that, this is the specific way we could nicely expect and see the same picture out there, which is why I did wanted to monetize a such long possibility. Waiting also on the news. There is about 30 seconds to go and the markets will move a little bit. Not much, but they will move something. ADP non-farm employment change, which represents the estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry and government. Ten seconds to go. Volatility out here expected. And we're going down in an ugly manner. Let's see where is this gonna stop. We're gonna put a stop loss there. We have to. Did not expect it, that dip. Let's see if we have the ability to fight back here. $62,000, much less than expected, actually half of that. That's a big hit, guys. Half of than the expected. Big differences right there. And a big hit right here on a great account we had with this specific continuous downtrend we have been putting through. Expected a spike here basically to the other side with the news coming out, and it didn't came out like that. And even now it is not looking very attractive, so I will accept the loss here if needed. Yes, well, in terms of doing your technical analysis, Zil, you definitely want to consider to check out TradingView and their technicals there. We pushed into levels below the daily low right here. So we made a new low, approaching with the news, and only if we are lucky this is not gonna be stopped out, but extremely unlikely. Like I said, this is going to get stopped out and triggered. So we are stopped out here, continuing our journey in the next ones. There is no 5-point reaction on the weekly VWAP as we have traded. There is actually a powerful downtrend through the Nasdaq coming through today's. Weekly VWAP totally failed. It failed on us. It has fully failed on us so far. I wouldn't microscope this one into the shorting side. I would not here, especially here. Look at the way the markets were behaving. Really choppy in the past couple of days throughout the week. Really choppy here. So the levels we're dealing with right now could be very nicely considered demand zones, and around 50s, even below the 50s, around 460s, 470s. We have plenty of places of reactions that got nicely triggered. So we're going to keep an eye for a potential reaction here. especially with levels below 460s that are pretty interesting. Below 460s, 19.4, 50, 58, 57. Although I could wait a little more for such structure to be established, right? And then once it dips into the support of, I would re-enter in a continuation here. But that means not to trade basically during the, could mean not to trade at all during the entire stream, and that's definitely not the way I want to do it. The buying pressure so far is on the 460s.
Order filled.
We could see something better coming through levels below 460s. 453 as well. We're gonna put a buying order there. 51
Order filled.
too. We've got a 2 contracts long open. Cheers, everyone. What is it today? Is it Wednesday? Happy Wednesday, especially with a giveaway we're doing. 25,000 instant funding account. Let's see, do we get more contracts here filled up? $53 and $49.
Order filled.
What happened here? Our balance is basically bigger than the maximum loss. We just lost $600 on that, and it completely stopped. For some reason, Project X is doing this, but we are having a balance that is higher than the maximum loss, yet it still stopped us out. Pretty weird. Continuing our journey on 250k account. Seems like we don't have any reaction so far from the bulls. They are totally missing, and we have to look into the 15-minute representation as well. What's happening here, guys? What's happening here? So to speak, we've got certain levels that are important. These are 2 very important levels, pivot levels that I've got. These are 2 very important levels that I've got here. And I was certainly not underestimate a trending line from both sides, actually. So I wouldn't long this without getting below 400s. 375, we had some levels that completely failed yesterday or just a few hours ago. They did some great reactions. Weekly, weave up. Weekly over there too, weekly over here. So basically for the first time we're quite aggressive below the weekly. Let's see if the New York opening has the ability to take us above the weekly. Otherwise this whole thing is just, look at that, massively cascading without any reactions. I mean, the news we've got, 62,000 basically in the estimate change in the number of employed people during the previous month. Showing significant signs of the economy slowing down. We have in 5 minutes news as well, advanced GDP and employment cost index. Markets will move once again. Which is why I'd like to see if I can monetize that by putting some nice limit orders on 386, 82, right? Let's do it, guys. 386, 84, 82, 75. We got some deep orders there in case of a nosedive with the news coming out soon. 4 minutes, that would be lovely. 15 minute is obviously looking forward, going lower. Finding a pivot point here around 370s. You could all come down all the way into the 340s. But then such flat candles, this is a very imbalanced candle. There is a fair value gap over there, which is exactly on the 200 EMA of the 15 minute. Obviously, this is not looking from the charts wise without the necessity of taking it back to those levels. So it really depends, how do we get the New York today. Yes, you can trade news. Yeah, well, sometimes the platforms are not the most user-friendly. Project X is kind of working hard to be like that. We got some limit buys here sitting around in case the market is going there. But there's many platforms struggling, offering their clients sustainability in terms of services. However, it's the same story with the prop firms. Recently, there was someone asking me about the issue with the companies following and running around your trades. Right, with the issue that actually the following, the companies could spy on your trades and verify if you're doing any form of a cross trading between your other firms and stuff like that. It is a discussion that obviously needs to be understood from both sides. The client is having a total different interest and incentive than the company. The client is looking to make money. The company as well is looking to make money. It's not going to function for both to make money at the same time. If the client is making money, the company is losing money. If the company is losing money, the client is making money, or the company is making money and the client is losing money. So vice versa, It's not possible for these companies to exist and function if the clients are making money at the same time the companies are making money too. When I say the clients, I say the majority. The minority will always make money, of course, will always be profitable. But then the companies will try to find ways of reducing this minority as much as possible. And this is valid for all the prop firms, for all these companies. Our job as traders is to make money, get to the payouts, and make sure we construct our resources for a personal account. Right? So we utilize this stage with the prop firms that are preparing our journey and career of part-time or full-time traders into a much better environment. I could say a much better trading environment, of course. Ups and downs and cons and pros over there as well when you're trading on your own. Yet still, overall, I think that it's a lot easier in terms of someone that knows how to trade, and it's really packed up with a good historical representation. You're having a much better journey on your own. Of course, you have to be validated by the results you have on the prop firms first. News are pending, guys. Let's have a look. Look at that. Look at that, guys. This is the place our limit orders are. Look at a crazy pump we get out here. What's happening with the advanced GDP? Minus 0.3%, guys, than the expected 0.2%. This is a massive difference out there. Annualized change in the inflation-adjusted value of all goods and services produced by the economy. Again, this is obviously pointing towards the rate cuts.
Order filled.
They are expecting and waiting those rate cuts big time.
Order filled.
Can we speculate out here back into the wick?
Order filled.
This is not going to function here.
Order filled.
It's not functioning today. What a massive dip we've got right there afterwards. Probably taking the lows and then running. But this has been a pretty difficult ride so far. Down into the structure where we had our entries. Look at this crazy, guys. We're going to retest basically the entries I was talking about. Right, for example, 366. 2 contracts. 361. 2 contracts too.
Order filled.
We are getting smacked out here.
Order
and I'm
filled.
out of this. I need to secure some profits here. We have to secure some of the profits here. Otherwise, this one becomes a nightmare.
Order filled.
We've got our giveaway today, guys.
Order filled.
Keep in mind, we've got the giveaway today. This is supposed to be a pretty strong level of support that could nicely take us in a bounce into the 500s. But we got an essentially looking decent trade here, pushing back into the structure 406. What a big pump we got right there, representing 100 points. The market is definitely looking forward to seeing the rate cuts as quickly as possible. They're not going to happen in May from the way we've seen the predictions so far. But of course, this is not a financial or investment advice.
Order filled.
Selling a contract there and letting the next one run a little higher into the 11 with a break even attached. $722 secured here. Not much compared to the losses we had today. Closing it out here, secured 1,150 in this trade. Been waiting for a form of rejection coming in from the longs since 511. We had a great level there that could have performed. We had a conjunction as well appearing from the weekly VWAP and 200 EMA, so not seeing any form of decent 10 points from that one is quite rare. Not even 10 points from a decent entry was given. Now this is the place we might see something more interesting, because this is basically the place that throughout the entire range, we could say this is a range of the price section, but at the same time, if we look at the lows, they are continuously built for the upside, and the highs as well. Right, so there is a minor uptrending going around here, which is what I marked basically with a green line that we've got as an uptrending channel.
Order filled.
It's kind of good we got back into this level, and I could test also some limit order into 356.
Order filled. $347. Order filled.
We came back to squeeze out the people, and now we could nicely take this one back. There shouldn't be a difficult trade here. Pushing for higher and stronger numbers. But I definitely appreciate you guys you're holding on to with me here.
Order filled.
We see the price section getting an exhausted feeling from the shorts. So any relief movement, especially that we have created that wick, which I don't believe during the day is going to be remain untouched during the day, starting by 460s up to 500s. So you want to keep that in mind.
Order filled.
Yeah, longs have not been delivering the best numbers today, especially since I started the stream. Yeah, we've got a very interesting place here where we've got 5 minutes to do any form of rejection needed. This is a heavily represented area with support. So I would certainly not be surprised at all by seeing the bulls stepping in and showing us some numbers. Are we going to react here? I'm simply going to be out.
Order filled.
What an accelerated move we've got. Very important for 15 minutes to see the rejection here appearing, guys, around this levels. And so I'm gonna go by 3.
Order filled. Order filled.
We've got here about $3,500 on this account as a
Order
possible
filled.
loss, which is around this level. So if we get into that,
Order filled.
gotta get stopped out here. Beautiful. Now that's a total messing of the complete reaction at all. Welcome, guys. Nothing has delivered for the moment. We will see some of the reactions, but it could be pretty much late for us. We're going to test out some other things as well very soon. This is a terrible price action. Looks like a very strong retracement on Nasdaq. So that means basically for the markets we pretty much have terrible news out here on today's economy. We haven't got a such dump on the hourly for quite many days. This was a special hour I have been trading through. A special 43 minutes so far, with an amazing ratio. For the hourly, this is exactly where the trending line comes in. Could be a form of over trading. That I've been managing to go through. This is obviously not a place to open up shorts.
Order filled.
Testing out the lows here. If they're holding.
Order filled.
A lot of the good buying points basically have been totally denied. So we could see the markets down to 111. It's a very good 110, 111. It's a very good buying point on the 200 EMA line, which also stands with the previous week. Yet obviously I'm not looking for seeing 300 points movement from my entries here. I've been trying to scalp certain positions for 5 to 10 points take profit targets and quickly moving the break even. But this is a very strong micro dump that we have been seeing here. Micro dump. Hmm. $257 is an interesting moment there. I mean, at this point, it is a huge nosedive. With the news we've got on the economy, we have been sinking big time. Wouldn't be here without the strong determination, since wouldn't be, let's put it that way, financial free without determination. There's no way you achieve that. We're gonna set the stop loss there and let it away. We got into the lows of the previous pivot point. It's a significant demand level. I mean, the reaction we got there should not be underestimated. Should definitely not be underestimated. Let's see if we can transform basically this candle above the opening, which is 303. And that means a quite decent round of points. $303 would give us around $1 grand. Back to the opening of the candle. Such powerful directional movements can always end up in a V-shaped recovery. We have seen that so many times. So we've got core PCE at 10 a.m. this morning. Waiting to see if there is gonna be any reaction here or simply we get stopped out again on the way down. This is looking pretty bad and very, very risky. Basically. Not an easy time to be digested. Let's look into the 5-minute, which kind of starts delivering on something. It looks like it is up to something. Or at least it wants to be on something. a reversed form of the pocket sits around 380s, 390s. Yeah, so the place I am is 2 p.m. and 54 minutes, about to go into 3 p.m. Thank you, buddy. You got your payout exactly from Top 1 Futures a few days ago. That's really enjoyable to hear about it. So I was amongst the first to talk about Top 1 Futures, and there's people that made more than $20,000 from the company so far, which is probably a good thing, right? Which is probably a good thing. There are numerous guys out there that are complaining about Top 1 Futures. Meanwhile, we speak about a company which is having the average payout time is around 3 hours and 30 minutes. There is continuous support 24/7. There is on Trustpilot. I'm not sure if you guys have seen their Trustpilot 4.9 on 459 reviews. It's crazy, I'm telling you. The company is delivering. They obviously had to do a change, but the company, in the way you guys bought your accounts and got paid, some of you in a few minutes after requested or in a few hours, is exactly in the way it has been promised to you by the vendor. So that's great. I think that's great. Took a little over 4 hours to land. That's good to hear. I've been hearing from my community from 12 minutes into 9 hours, right? So between that range, I've been hearing from our guys. Let's see if finally, the long pays off. Like at some point, obviously it pays off. It's like the guy that will always tell you that it's not working, it's not working, it's not working, and it's keep testing and it's testing till it works. So then you say, I told you so, right? This is not our point here, but the idea is quite similar. Reverse pocket is on 382, so there is a lot of the room to the upside. Exceptional, exactly, that's right. Was amongst the first one making that review video at the beginning, which brought in a lot of the people. And all the ones that requested a payout got paid during quick time. So it's very important that someone brought this opportunity in a very explained way, detailed and comprehensive. And it has worked out nicely for people to make profits and money, which is great. Now, of course, during the trading momentum and times, there are such mistakes like today on my stream, which are not the best numbers and the best type of actions in terms of trading. Yeah, do not forget about the giveaway. Do not dare to forget about the giveaway, let's put it that way. We got it today. Welcome, Gunner. Gunner is actually one of the giveaway winners. Welcome, Zero Cool. Welcome, guys. Let's see what we could scratch out of this trade, if we could squeeze something, then a slow grinding. Like a slow grinding here would obviously be lovely, and I'm pretty patient offering the chance. Keep in mind, there is the giveaway. Instant funding giveaways are lovely, right? I mean, all the giveaways should be lovely because it's pretty much a good chance to win an account for free. But this one's especially where it's instant funding. You don't have to pay any activation fee, and you're just good to go. Yeah, well, the max drawdown basically is $1,000 for the 25K. However, for people purchasing, the most purchased account is 150K even today. Even today at a very, very high scale. Right, so the conversion rate is pretty much insane, guys. Think you guys appreciate it. I am heavily invested into the altcoins. That's the bread and butter. That's the place we are living for many, many years already. So this is another very weird situation here, and we're quite tight with a stop loss. This is bothering me here, very tight. What an ugly push, guys. I'm gonna leave it a little more cushion here. An extra $200 is you know, not gonna help me anymore to protect it, but could allow me basically, in terms of the market wants to get slightly below and then rush to the other side, could allow me the sufficient room here, and I'm basically going to take that. I mean, at this point there is nothing more I could lose about it. A lot of the altcoins that I bought into, and I'm prepared basically for the time to wait for the altcoin season. Speaking about a crypto world right now, they don't have Trade-Evade right now, Jake and Ninja Trader. They only have Project X. They will have at some point Trade-Evade. They are already under the application to be functional with Trade-Evade, but it's still not completed. So it's under progress, which could take, of course, another few weeks or so, because Trade-Evade has been bought up by Kraken and they stopped new enrollments, which is why Top 1 Futures has not been enrolled right now on their Trade-Evade. In Bear Jungle, trying to maximize for a few points the other side, trying to go for the reverse. And we're testing out this ones as well. But it didn't work today. Look at that. We just got this 1 minute candle getting suppressed. Good job, Jake. Bear Jungle out here should also deserve printing 20, 30, 40 points to the upside. I'm going for the narrative of trapping the longs into the highs. But that was missing too, guys. So everything was pretty much missing. This is a strange effect here. Look at the 5-minute reactions that we've got. They are looking promising. They are certainly looking promising. They are certainly. Top 1 account today on the giveaway. Make sure to let your friends, let your community members Exactly. I've been longing in situations of knife catching where the total dominance has been on the shorts. That's exactly where I've been longing. It was more of a proof of how not to do it. It was more of an exercise of this is a no-no type of trading. Yeah, just like I told you guys during my streams. We're talking about a form of exercise here during the live stream that allows you to learn from the good action, but at the same time from the wrong actions you see. None of the actions must be repeated, but let all these things allow you to become better traders, and let all the time that we're spending together allow you to be a much more productive trader for the long term. So utilize everything that you consume in your favor to become much better. It's an official response by Trade Evade. Meanwhile, with FTT, Trade Evade clearly said they're not accepting FTT, and they had proper reasons not to accept FTT. But think about it, Hawk. FTT was not accepted by a credit card provider. These guys started from scratch with a credit card provider because they have a PropFirm company in the Forex for a few years already. So that's the mother company. And now they created something as well for the futures. We've been stumped out here very nicely. Let's see if we could do something on the other one too. What is the Monday low? Let me look into that. What is the Monday low? So on the 28th, it is around this levels. We just swept that, right? Monday low is around, what is it? 256, around this level. It's very interesting, guys. To see the bull context possibly appearing at this levels. But there is 23 minutes to go for a better outcome. You will have to reach out to me on Discord for the giveaway. You will have to be joined on the Discord. You have to like the video to be up for the giveaway. Make sure to like the video, guys. Make sure to be subscribed. And definitely appreciating your presence, even during a day where it's total madness for my trading style here. That didn't pay out anything, so...
Order filled.
Kept longing every level I found in a knife catching event, and none of that reacted even with 10 points, which would have been sufficient for me to play the break even kind of trading. So we didn't even had a chance here to
Order filled.
go break even levels. We swept the Monday low, which is sometimes that happens on Wednesday, and today is Wednesday. This is the same story, guys, in the crypto space. I've seen it for a while. Monday lows being swept out on Wednesday. I've seen that across the time appearing. I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking basically a Japanese green tea and a variety of Japanese green teas. The Discord link, guys, let me share that with you so you guys can be part of our community out here and constantly be ready. Japanese green tea vodka, not during this time, which is my trading today is pretty bad, John, because it's missing belugas. That's the price I'm paying for being sober. You're welcome, guys. Make sure to join chat, everyone. Make sure to be up on my Discord. That's the place we're trying to construct our trading community. The market is not respecting anything since I started a live stream. Look at this. So we started an hour and 10 minutes ago. And that is the very moment we have been crossing through everything. I didn't even get 10 points to put my break even on my trades, and I've been just smacked around. A much better trading, basically, because you get inspired. And the spirits gets unleashed. That's a deep level, 18,359 for this days. There has to be something quite strong coming from the economy not to, to be there. Based only on the price section. Back to 306 right here. Drops me $2,000. And then somehow I could think about recovering this specific copy traded account. If we're pushing back into the 300s. 18 minutes to go, guys, and we are having the opening bell. Make sure to like the video, be part of it. And also, get ready for the giveaway. You have to be here on the stream. This is an instant funding giveaway, and that's a big deal. You're making money on that from the beginning. Today, we had an exercise during the stream on what to avoid and how not to trade. You will never ever see anything more transparent and honest than this. We're not doing off-stream type of trading. We're doing just, trading on the stream. So if I got committed to trade, then I only have to trade on the stream. I'm not gonna be the guy requesting firms to put some green P&L in the from the back door, from the technical side on the accounts, and then show you 60,000, 50, 40, 30 grand payouts just like that out of the nowhere, always coming from off stream. That's the weird part, guys. If you're a streamer, you gotta trade on the stream. You can also trade off stream, but it's quite weird that 99% of the money you're making on the account is coming off stream. So let everything be totally transparent if that's the business, and have it nicely recorded for the fellas. Always making those big gains off the stream, of course, because it's not difficult from the back end.
Order filled.
There you go. This one as well has been put on the stopped out. It's not difficult from the back end to have some nice big green numbers during the days. And attracting people, so careful guys, this is a very important thing. Green numbers and all sorts of payout numbers and values, and there's in the prop firm industry payouts as well that are pretty much recycled, such as the company sends you 30 grand and you send it back tomorrow, right? So you as a viewer, you will never know if that happens, right? With money that has been always made, and the big money has been always made off stream. Meanwhile, during the stream, it's 50, 100, 200 bucks. Good. We have been trading today terrible, but these things are needed as well. To become better, you gotta go through such times. I expect, of course, to accept the reality I produced. Another low has been grabbed over there. But of course, if you're in a different condition, let's put it that way, then you have to wait for such structures to start trading that are getting established right now. Right, so properly you have to wait for these things to appear first before you could pretty much take some of your trades, because now you would love to see something like that, right? You would love to go in a continuation phase somewhere over there on your entries. Once you see those things, you could actually push for a breakout, or you could nicely push basically for a supply zone in the highs, for a supply level, for a nice imbalanced structure of the candles, for a nice fair value gap on the 5 minute, 15 minutes. We've got plenty of that. So this is the part of the structure, and it's always going to be like that, where you have the falling part, and that is the most risky existent. You have the form of where it's starting to consolidate and shows you a different sign. And at the time it starts basically climbing, going to the other side, that's the time you would like to long it over there for a better safety range. If you start longing it here, then you could be part of what I've did today, kept longing 20 trades, 30 trades, and nothing works out. Welcome guys, welcome Anton, welcome Ruck. This is, depends on the time frame. 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 minute, everything is utilized. Of course, the price action that I'm looking at constantly will be the 1 minute. And gold is probably a little easier to trade. I don't know. I haven't tested gold, but I heard from some people, it's not my experience, I heard for some people saying that gold is a little easier to trade. Especially if you are most of the time long biased, like I am. Look at this one. The most educational type of trades usually for me are the ones where I get to see the losses, and such days where there is multiple losses coming in, they're highly educational. Today we're gonna do our giveaway, guys. Do not forget about it. It's gonna be with the guess the number rules. Yeah, you got some nice invalidation levels here, and of course if you want to scalp for 10, 15, 20 points, you can definitely do it when you have this structure. The knife catching is gambling, is not trading. I don't think I will always have to, and I don't think I always have to wait an hour and a half and do a trade. I'm gonna be quite aggressive most of the time during the stream, and show you sometimes even bad trades. Obviously, that's not my point here as a priority. We've got 10 minutes to go, everyone, and we've got the opening bell. We did hit the max loss on almost all the accounts probably today. It's like a complete blow of the picture. Oh. Yeah. We haven't got a day like this for the last 40-50 days, I think. Takes quite a few days to get things back, indeed. But it seems like every 40-50 days I have a day like this, so that is like a sin. You want to see that much? You might have to wait some time, Maxwell. You might have to wait for some hours before proceeding. And that's right, of course. I mean, to be performing this activity in the most professional way possible, it might happen basically sometimes to wait 3 hours for an entry. But then that specific entry you're doing has to be done with real stuff, right? Not trading for 20, 30 bucks and then 2,000 always made out of the stream. Always during the stream, 20, 30 bucks, and then out of the stream, all the other big numbers that are, and then suddenly 50 grand payouts from accounts that are costing 20 bucks. So it's not a mistake, it's not a bad thing, it's actually recommended to wait hours if needed for a trade, especially when doing day trades. If you're doing swing trades like I do on the bread and butter, then I have to wait sometimes months before I trade. And I don't do anything for months. Trading the longer term cycles. Oh, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Not being able to work around the stop loss under that circumstances. Right, so there is the room here to perform a type of scalping, of course. 10, 15, 20 points in this kind of structures is fine. You can have a stop loss on a limit order as well, and I can show you how. So you go to your settings, which is on the left side menu, and then you have the risk settings, right? Risk settings right there, and you have the global risk setting. Let me share with you, which is here. So then you say risk $500 or $200, automatically apply, which means you open up your trade with a limit order and it's gonna put a stop loss at $200. That's the way you gotta do it. You can also have a take profit, but keep in mind, this is going to be the setting that is universally applied every time you have this turned on to all your trades, right? So you have to change it over here. This is the place you come and you put your value of the stop loss. So you can have a stop loss for a limit order. That's the way. Got a bunch of daily violation emails amongst all sorts of promotional emails the companies are looking for. All sorts of companies expecting basically what kind of promotions in an ugly way, which is something that is not going to function. They want exposure, about a specific exposure, right? So when a company comes out to you, let me tell you guys, and tells you, hey, we want an exposure, but we want to see the material before you post. Think about it. How does it sound? We want to see the material before you post, and we want to approve the material before you post. How does that sound to you? You're a great business, right? What a very probable, honest business about to be there. There are companies doing like that. We want to be on the spotlight, but we want to make sure you talk about certain things that we would like just to portray. We don't want to have someone talking about the entire picture that people receive. We just want people to understand and see certain things and then emotionally go ahead and buy. No. You're not going to get anything near to that. Bulls in power to trap buyers. So that means a short-term reaction here, but if there is just scalps on your minds, then there is room to take advantage of those scalps. I also found trading London session is easier because the volatility is missing and you can nicely trade the big chops. We only got less than 2 minutes to go for the New York opening, and we've got the giveaway as well coming out right after. So stick with us. Do not leave. Bulls are giving you a chance here. I hope you have monetized that. We have been longing this whole thing and stopped right before the markets went up. I don't think we have live people on Top 1. We have a lot of the live people on Ticktick Trader. That's right. They invited people. They also have a live trading desk, a trading board, where people walk in the office and trade from the office, right from a headquarters, right? So Ticktick Trader and Top One Futures are the ones that I'm trading right now, two instant funding firms that I really enjoy. On both sides, you can have maximum discount, guys, by utilizing the coupon code SCRAMBLE. You can enjoy that. And you can have informations about firms on my channel. Have found London session to be a lot easier when I was trading that, but now usually the live streams are done during the New York session, so I'm not able to stream from the London session and throughout the London session till the New York. Usually in the mornings I'm doing a lot of activities with the kids. For example, today we've been swimming. We've been playing in the pool and we have been swimming. We've got the market opening. Where's the bell? Here's the bell, guys. With a little drop out here, 40 points. But it could be a nice squeezing coming through. Let's see how does that sound. We also have news on the core PCE at 10 a.m., which is what I'm going to cover. So stick with me for another 30 minutes. I'm not sure exactly where do they have the trading offices, but I've seen pictures about. Yeah, there you go. Trapped a lot of the buyers, Maxwell. That's right, buddy. Welcome, Zakaria. Right, so London session for me, it has worked out in better. And a much better ratio. But it's a quite busy time. No buyers today. They're completely missing. I was the only buyer today, so I have been shut down. And I couldn't stop the market from continuing. I was totally on the wrong side today. And then kept pushing. I wanted to turn around the markets. Didn't succeed. Don't do that, as I did. And never do that. Daily loss, daily loss, daily loss. Violations of violations. What's happening out here? Nvidia opening with a massive gap into 104.4. I also think they don't like the way the advanced GDP came out with a minus 0.3 instead the expected 0.2. It's a huge gap right there. We're still able to trade here for another 200 bucks, right? Let's just, do some trading for another 200 bucks here. On this account, it seems like. $150. Huge gap here on Nvidia. 4%. S&P as well. Possibly coming down all the way into the 460s. Might be hunting that level, guys. It's a definitely interesting pivot level. I'm usually trading basically 2 hours after the market opens, right? So usually 2 hours after the market opens. I want to see those markets as well slowed down. So let's get back to our Nasdaq and see what's happening here. A massive buyback. Everything has been bought back. We didn't continue basically. We just pushed this whole thing down. Quite of an ugly price action here. Organizing our giveaway today, guys. Make sure to like the video you're watching. You have to like this and join our Discord. Exactly. Millis, you done 800 for the day. You want to keep it very, very organized with the consistency. Those numbers are really helping you to cover some good stability. Loading up too much is going to force you to make too much as well later on, and that's kind of unnecessarily. Now you have to like the video, fellas. Jenkins, if you refresh the video, if you rejoin a stream, you will see there's more people. YouTube is getting stuck on the numbers. It's not just for... Not Tap 1, Hawk. I'm speaking about Ticktick Trader. Not Tap 1. I was talking about Ticktick Trader at that time.
Order filled.
Blessings, buddy. Puerto Rico. Exactly, Jenkins. That's the way it works with this YouTube. Are we going to swap the low here once again? 229, I'm going to test the limit order. You know, there is not much left here. Dropping you once again,
Order
guys.
filled.
The Discord, make sure to join. This is looking pretty aggressive, and it might be searching to continue further.
Order filled.
Let me see if we are just sweeping the lows here and pushing back. Well, let me see if that one holds in respect here. Otherwise, obviously, I'm going to be out. I don't need to. We're going to put a stop loss there. No, we have not reacted here. Another beautiful level. We just didn't sweep the low and then fought back. No. Zero longs. All right, everyone. So let's just go ahead and organize the giveaway. Let's just go ahead right now and organize the giveaway. We're going to make this stream a little shorter. It was a pretty bad trading day. Actually, a full, complete bad trading day today. Bullinox. Haven't checked recently with Bullinox. I'll have to study Bullinox as well with the recent situation they got. So I have a documentation to complete about it. But I have other documentation as well that we have scheduled. We're expecting basically a new prop firm, which is going to have also, besides the usual daily intraday trading type of accounts, they're going to have swing trading accounts allowing you to hold your positions throughout multiple days. So there's going to be a prop firm like that as well. It's going to be on Rhythmic. And that's going to be quite interesting. You will have the ability to trade through Rhythmic, many other platforms. Really possible to fall below 19,000 indeed, especially with the strength it has, guys. This is, for the moment, totally untouchable in terms of longs, of course. Totally untouchable. Look at that. What a crazy stuff out here. Nothing has been reacting. Look at the 1 hour candles. Beautiful. Let's do the giveaway, guys. Let's do the giveaway, everyone. Let's just go ahead and organize the giveaway. So as I said, the first thing, you're going to be up on our Discord. Make sure you don't write anything right now in the chat. So please do not write anything in the chat right now. You got to be on our Discord. You have to like the video you're watching and be subscribed. No numbers for the moment, guys. Wait. You got to wait because we're doing the giveaway and we're going to have... Guess the number between 0 and 50. The first one guessing is going to be the only winner, and only one number per person. Do not write 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 5 numbers, and so. Do not write anything right now. Wait for the moment I tell you to start. Wait for that moment. Let me think about a number between 0 and 50. Let me think about it. Not yet. Not yet, guys. Not yet. Wait. Let me think about it. Some of the guys are already in the chat. They are... Not yet. Wait. Do not write anything yet. So, let me think about it. 0... up to 50. Let's think about it, chat. And you have a chance to win a $25,000 instant funded account on Tab 1 Futures. Do not write anything yet. And listen to my command. Look at that, guys. Like I've been saying already 10 times. Think about it, have it prepared, and you can start writing it. Let's go, guys. I've seen the number already. I've seen the number already. Crazy. The moment I am writing the end, it's over. There's 2 more seconds. It's over, guys. So this is the number that we got for today. It's actually number 17. 17, and the first guy is Okie Doke. He is actually the winner. He is the winner of the 25k giveaway. Okie Doke is actually the first guy that guessed the number. I did a print screen. And he is the winner. Congratulations, boy. We're gonna give you a round of fireworks. All right, buddy, so you have to reach out. You have to reach out. It's not before I set start, basically. It's after I set start. I'm going to share with you the screenshot. This is the way you might see it on your side. Depends basically on the lags you have. But there are some laggings that you guys might have on your side with the chat. Depends. There are 2 guys with 17 correct, but only the first one guessing, like I said, is the winner. Right? So the first one is Okie Doke. Make sure to reach out on my Discord. Beautiful. Looking forward to it tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow we're going to organize another giveaway. It's going to be a surprise. Another giveaway tomorrow. We're going to do the giveaway with Ticktick Trader tomorrow. Another one, surprise. So looking forward to it. 8 a.m. EST time. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a much better trading day than mine. Wish you an amazing time out there. And I'm looking forward to it. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.